Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Crafty Hour number 79. This is Deanna with Clipper Street Scrapbook Company, and I'm super excited to be working with our 49 and Market charcoal today. So good morning, everybody. I'm just going to get logged on. I got a couple of minutes here, and then we will get started. If you are watching this on demand, feel free to jump ahead a little bit. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. So my kit is in pieces. We gave you a huge kit. I would beg, and I know some of you are going to beg to differ with me, but I would beg to say that there was way too much in here. It was huge, and I just kept opening things and finding more, and I'm like, I should have just done an entire class with this because there was so much. So we're going to be doing Crafty Hour number 79. That is featuring the 49 and Market charcoal. And I have a couple of fun cards we're going to do. Now, I only chose to do two after I just said that I could have done a bajillion. I only chose to do two because one of them is going to be a fancy fold. So we will do that one second, but I want to leave enough time. I don't want you to feel like you are rushed or anything to do the fun fold. So we're going to be doing a tri-block pop-up. A tri-block pop-up. And of course, remember that this is always available to go back, watch, rewatch. It's going to be on Facebook. You might want to go back when we do the tri-block and do some screenshots of measurements. Or just make sure that you are following the YouTube channel, and then you can go back at any time. One thing we always like to say is it's fun to do what we call a sloppy copy, and then you can fine tune it after. So again, feel free to go ahead and do that if you want. You can make a sloppy copy and then go back and do it. So I am going to start with a basic card first, just one of the normal layering cards. So we're going to do that first. This was what I asked you to bring for your homework. So, oh my gosh, did I even bring that? So we're going to work on card 1 first, which means you need to have, oops, my phone is not, I'm going to go unplug that phone. One sec. Let me, there we go. Otherwise, you will hear that phone ring the entire time, and it will drive you crazy. It'll drive me crazy. So we need an A2 steno card base. Now, it can be a normal card base. I tend to like to have my folds at the top, so that is going to be the one I'm going to use, which means it is 4 1/4 across and 11 long, and we scored it at 5 1/2. So that is going to be our A2, and then you're going to have a black foil, which you can use black glitter, you can use black cardstock, totally up to you. I haven't cut mine yet, but I will. That is supposed to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This is the Hunky Dory black foil. There are many brands that you can use. The Tonic, you can use the glitter, you can use the Sizzix specialty, or you could just use black cardstock. Black glitter will look really nice. The other thing is, because this entire line is done in a charcoal color base, it is like a monotone. So it's really fun when you have monotones to take them and maybe pop a red into here, which would make a good Valentine's card. You can pop the teal in here, which will go with those other rub-ons. There's just so many colors. If you just add one extra color to that charcoal, everything goes with charcoal. So even yellow, can you imagine yellow with this? It would look gorgeous. So don't hesitate to add a little pop of color. If you like the tone on tone, that is also perfect. We've got the monochromatic here. Now, like I mentioned, there was so much in your card kit. Whoo, so much. So this is what I asked you to pull for the card number 1. And I kept it really simple. They were all mini laser cuts. We have the 1 acetate right here. This is cut from the mini laser package. So I'm sure when you opened up your kit, I hesitate to find mine now, but you'll see that there are pieces that you can cut, which of course is always a little added bonus for us. And then these ones down here are stackers, and you'll find that stackers have a heavier weight and a lighter weight. Sometimes you get double, one in the heavy and one in the light. I don't care which one you use. It's just going to be a layer, so do not worry about that. I'm going to use black foam tape only because I'm using darker cards, but again, feel free to use whatever you want. And I think we're ready to get going. Are you guys ready? I got a lot to do, so I do not want to be late with this. So let's get started. Okay, you should have all your pattern papers. I didn't tell you the specific pattern paper because we're going to do that together. So we're going to take our card base. We're going to fold it. Maybe you have already folded yours. You're going to give it a nice crisp score. That's going to help it to stand up. All right. And then I'm going to bring in, because I have not yet cut my black paper, I asked you to cut your paper 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So go ahead. You can glue it straight onto the card. I have not cut it yet. Figure I'll give you a little head start on me. 4 by 5 3/8. That's all I need. And we're just going to glue it onto the front of your card. And it should give you that little border of white all the way around. And mine, oops, got a little bit of skin on there. Let's just get that off. Mine is ready to glue. Thought your tape was a record. Oh, you're right, Pamela. It does look like an LP, doesn't it? One of those little 45s. Some of the younger generations probably like a 45. What the heck is that? That's what it looks like. All right. So that is glued. I'm going to set that aside. And I want you to find the paper that has the black plaid. Now, this is going to be easier for you to flip and look at it on the back side. Okay, so have a look through your paper. You do have 3 of each sheets, which will give you 1.5 for me and 1.5 for Courtney. So go ahead and find that one. And I was going to mention you could, if you wish, ink them. You'll see that there's a little bit of white just from the process. So you can either trim that little bit off or just ink it. Some people, you know, if you're lazy, you can just take your Sharpie and just ink it just so that you don't see that white. It's whatever works for you. We're not doing any distressing or anything like that. It's just that sometimes when you work with dark colors, that's what happens. So we're going to find the black plaid, and we are going to cut a piece to fit onto the front of our card. Okay, so these are a 6 by 8. I'm not worried about whether I cut the top or the bottom. We're going to be using the plaid side. And the first cut we're going to do is 4 inches. So 4 inches we're going to cut. I'll put this one away. And then we're going to trim it to 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, let's have a look. That fits perfect. So we want to just see that pop of black all the way around. So go ahead, we are going to glue that onto our card. 4 by 5 1/4, I want the plaid side face up. This is just a basic layered card, nothing super fancy on it. We're going to get a little fancy with the next card. This one we're going to do more layers. Next card we're not going to do as many layers. The idea is just to give you a fun fold to play with. All right, I think that's good. So I'll give you a minute to get that on. And then we are going to start with the next one. And I want you to find the paper looking at the back that looks like this. Now don't worry, mine is cut in half. Yours will not be, but it has this kind of gray tone with some little leafy vines on there. The back side, again, it's hard, or the front side, I should say, is hard to determine because they all look very, very similar, but different. But this is the one. We're going to look at it on the back side. So I want you to find this gray one. Okay. And like I said, yours is going to be a full sheet. I am just going to use my leftover from my previous sample. So go ahead and find this one. It's got some distress, some marks, etc. on it, which is perfect. That's what it should have. Okay. Now, once you have it, what we're going to do is just go ahead and cut it in half at 4 inches. Okay, so just cut it in half exactly like we did with that plaid. We're going to cut it at 4 inches. Remember, it's 8 inches, so cut it in half at 4 inches. That's the first thing we're going to do. You're going to find that one half has some more gray plain on the top and the bottom. It doesn't matter to me which one you use. Looks like for this card, I'm going to use the bottom. My other sample card, I probably use the top. Okay, all will be good. So that's the first thing I want you to do is just cut it in half at 4 inches. It should be 8 inches, and cut it in half. Then we're going to take the width of it, which is 6 inches, and we are going to cut it at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 4, that is the measurement we're going to have. 3 3/4 by 4. I'll give you a moment to cut that. And then we are going to glue that on and move on. We're going to move on. Okay. Now, when we go to glue it, we are going to glue this one a little closer to the top. We're going to even it out side to side. So I'm just going to have a little bit showing on each side. And I want to come down about 1/4 inch. Now, we're primarily going to see the top portion. So the part that has most of the vines, we're going to put up at the top. The part that is distressed, we're going to put at the bottom because we're not going to see that quite as much. So go ahead and grab your glue and glue that on. That piece measures 3 3/4 wide, 4 inches tall. About 1/4 inch down from the top, even side to side. I think that looks good right there. I'm going to set that off to the side. And I'm going to bring in some goodies. Okay, give you a moment, then we're going to keep on going. Do not panic. Remember that this will be on our Facebook page for 30 days. And then it also will be on our YouTube Unlimited. So you can go back and have a watch of that anytime. I don't know why I'm so crooked. Something has happened with let's see if that's a little bit better. Got a little crooked on me. Okay, for our die cuts, we're going to go to the sheet that I had you pull. Sorry for making you dizzy there. And we're going to remove the stackers. That is this block with the diagonal all the way around. And I'm also going to remove this large piece here that looks like that. It's a little tab. Okay, we're going to do these two. And we're just going to glue the stackers on top. I'm going to take it down to the bottom. I'm going to cover up the white so I see a smidge of that black border on the bottom and on the side only. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the right-hand side. I think I will use this glue for this part. So primarily down on the bottom and the right side. So let me get that glued on and then I will show you what mine looks like. We're gluing it from the back side. Am I straight? Am I crooked? Oh my gosh. There we go. Just like that. Just need a little bit of glue. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, let it dry for a minute, and I'm going to go to another one of our die cuts. And that is this beautiful lacy one. Now, I have also noticed that you have the big one on your big die cuts as well. This was from the mini laser cuts. So this is the one I want you to take, and we're just going to be cutting it almost in half, but not quite. So let me remove this, and then I'll show you how we're going to cut it. I'm going to grab this piece here. Okay. So we're going to cut it like that. It's not exactly in half, but it is close, but not exactly. Now, what I would do if you want it just like mine, when you put it together here, you can see that there's these two that kind of stick out at the top. I just did it kind of like that. So one side is bigger, and then this one just has two big laces and a small one. This one has a small lace, a big lace, a small lace, a big lace, a small lace. Okay, so if everyone sees how I cut that apart, we're going to stretch this. Their laser cuts are so detailed, which is really nice. Okay, so cut that, and then we are going to glue that together onto our card. So, going to start with our big one. Now, we don't need a lot of glue. You can use your sticky specs. I do not have my sticky specs here today. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue kind of behind those big ones, just like this. Look at how little I need. We are going to put things on top, so I'm not worried about covering the whole piece. I am not. So this is the big piece. I'm going to take that point and I'm going to put it right like that up in the top corner. Okay, it is pretty much on the card, hangs over just a little, and I've got that little one pointing right in the corner. So that's the first one I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take this bottom one and I'm just going to put it kind of right like that. Okay, it's not going to go right in the corner. It's just going to go on a diagonal. So let me put that on and then I'll show you that. Again, we don't need a lot of glue. It's going to get covered, so I'm not stressed about it. Okay. So I'm going to leave that like that for you to see. And then we're going to go back and add the next step. Let me make sure I can get it all in my screen for you. Straight would be a good idea. We're going to go back to that piece we just cut. Or not cut, but glued together, and we're going to attach it next. Okay, so I'm going to put foam tape on this layer. It's time to add a little bit of foam tape. So I'm going to take a piece. I'm going to put a piece on both sides. And just for safety, I'm going to put one there and there. Okay. And we are going to attach this now to our card. So we're going to drop down a bit. We're going to come a little closer to the bottom. I think right about there looks good. Although, am I straight? It's always straight, hard to be straight when you're working so far in front of you. Okay, there we go. So you'll see that it's not centered. It's really close to the edge of my plaid paper on the right-hand side. And I am closer to the bottom, maybe half an inch up from the bottom. I have a lot more space at the top. That's what I want because we're going to add some layers up at the top. So I am a little bit more down to the bottom right corner. Time to add the next piece. And that is going to be this card here that says blacksmith and wagon maker. And this is like a little receipt. I love these. These just make me so happy. And of course, you can always distress these edges, etc. if you want. You can always do that. I am not going to. I'm going to glue that flat right in the center of that diagonal piece. So it's going to go like that. It's going to come off the bottom just a bit. That's okay. And I'm going to see that little line even all the way around. We're going to glue that flat. gluing that flat. So let me get that. And we're going to put it right on top, just like that. Perfect. Okay, so glue that on, and then we're going to start working with our acetate. Now, there's lots of ways to attach acetate. I just lost my my box. I just had it on my desk. Oh, goodness gracious. How do I lose things in here? Oh, because I put my trimmer on top. I'm going to be using my glue dots. With acetate, there's several ways to attach it. Of course, you can hide it, which is what I usually like to do. So I will use maybe some tape runner, maybe some double-sided tape. Double-sided tape's always a great option. And I try and hide it. With this one, I think I'm just going to add a few of the glue dots on it. They do tend to kind of hide. And we're going to use, I don't know if I use this, it just popped out there. We'll put it there. We're going to use this big one, this big acetate, like that. And I like the acetate because it just kind of acts like a little shadow. Now this is going to go kind of like that. Okay, we're going to have the stem part, which is the dark part, kind of running right along the edge. It's going to pop off a little bit. So I'm looking and I'm going to put a little glue dot here and here for sure. And again, do not stress these. For the most part, you do not see them. When you work with them, if you've never worked with them before, I take one, I put it down with the whole backing on, I give it a little rub, doesn't have to be hard, peel it back and it just transfers. And if you hide it in certain areas where perhaps it's a little darker, you won't see those. And because I'm going to add more layers to it, I'm okay with it. It's not going to bother me. I think 3 is probably more than enough. So I just press it down, give it a gentle rub. Don't have to use a tool or anything. Pull it back, and hopefully you can see those have transferred perfectly. And I'm going to bring them right about like that. Okay? Not worried that this up here is not attached. It won't matter. It's running right along the edge, and the flower comes up towards the top of my pattern paper. Excellent. Okay. Little bit of acetate. Adds just a really nice little touch to it. Now again, I had you do that cut from the laser cut, so we're going to remove this piece right here. You'll also find in your kit, I think you have at least 2 more of these, different sizes. Like I said, the kit had thousands of pieces. It probably literally had 1,000 pieces. It was just so crazy. So we are going to glue this right down the edge. I might even go like that. So I'll show you. It's going to go down that edge. You'll see the tab poking out. We are going to glue this flat. I'm going to cover the full right side of it. So I'm going to put some glue on the back, like that. And I'm just going to go, it's going to hang over the top and the bottom of that receipt card. So let me get that on. And that's what we're going to look like. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to add a few other touches onto here. And that's going to be with these mini laser cuts with these flowers. So I'm going to take this one here, and I think I'll take this one here. These are really very delicate. So we're going to take these. Okay, so find those ones that I had you find. And I am going to put just a little bit of foam tape on the back side. I'm going to use my little squares. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. Put one there. I don't need to cover the entire piece. It's okay. Let me just remove the backing here and you'll kind of see what I've done. Okay, so I have this big one. And what I'm going to do with this one is, again, right where that stem is, I'm going to just put this one kind of like that. So it's going to be off to the side. It's actually sticking to the acetate more than anything. And that little one, I'm going to sneak kind of like that. Isn't that perfect? So that shadow of the acetate, I just love the way that sits now. Excellent. Okay, we have another flower, which is this little white guy, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape behind it. Just a little pop dot. And with this one, I'm going to slide it in there and just kind of fulfill that whole area with my flowers. Okay, we're almost done this one. Now I want you to go back to your die cuts and let's pull these two. Actually, let's pull these three because we kind of got to work this one in at the same time. So I have my mini little postage stamp. This again came from our mini laser cuts. I have the word memories. These are also in your big ones as well. So I just want to make sure you're pulling your little guys. And then we have this little button. Now you'll see that this is many pieces. I kept it all together. Okay. And we're going to start with this one. And we are going to foam tape it over to the edge like that. Probably about like that. So let's put some foam tape on the back. Thank you, Janice. Let's put some foam tape there in there. I have so much I could do with this. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I think I'm going to come right about there. Might be a little higher than before, but that's okay. I'm going to come right about there. So I came up, I can see two lines right here. You're so right. You can color these with your inks. You can watercolor with them. I just love the monochromatic. It's a really pretty line. And that was foam taped. Now we're going to glue this kind of like that. So that is going to pop out from behind. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and do that right now. So a little glue at the ends of the memories, and I'm just going to do it kind of like that. So it's just kind of peeking out. And this is going to go across the bottom. And therefore, I want to be very careful where I put my foam tape. Very, very careful. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit at the front. I think that's going to be more than enough. And I am not worried about covering up that hole because I'm going to put a butterfly on it in a few minutes. So just a little bit of foam tape there. And let's do a little bit of glue everywhere else. If I need more foam tape, of course I can. Of course. Okay, we're going to put this right. Oh, that's perfect, I think. Right about like that. Okay, so if you feel that you need some more foam tape, you could always squeeze a little bit in there. No worries. And I just put it kind of at the bottom. Kind of goes all the way across. And I'm going to cover up that with a butterfly in a minute. I know what I didn't bring was my little black foam strips. That was silly. We'll have to get that. You're right, Sharon. You know, when I was going through this kit, I actually found that there was a lot of things that were like about memories and different words that I thought, oh, that would be good as a sympathy card because it is a struggle sometimes to make those. And I think you are right on there. There were different words. Oh, I know. It was when I was looking at the rub-ons. And there were ones that said, stay in my heart, saying goodbye. There were other ones that were fine, but ones that just kind of, I went, oh yeah, that would be good. Now, speaking of rub-on, since we are here, optional, if you want to put a little bit of rub-on right on here, you can. There's lots of different splots and splats and just different layers. I had not done any, but I think I will now that we've got them in our hand. So I'm going to pull out this rub-on because Sharon reminded me about all those rub-ons. See what I mean? There's just too much. Now I just took the bottom run. This is like a blendable little bit of text. You can do whichever one you want. And I'm just going to take it and maybe we'll just add, maybe just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is have it go over top of both those pieces so that they blend together. I don't think, let me see, did I bring, of course I didn't bring I have so much in here, it's ridiculous. I think there's a little, oh, no, okay, well, we're just going to use my fingers. Now, the beauty of these little ones is that they do not have to go on perfect because it is a little, ooh, I love that. Just a little blendable. So you see now how that just is going to work right in there. Just goes over top of layers. Super pretty. So you can go back and add those anywhere you like and it just will pop it. I had you pull 3 butterflies. We're going to start with the medium butterflies first. Oh yes, you've got those too, Star. I know, you've got those. You also have this pack, and these are like $15 that have the 3 big ones. There's so many. I actually forgot about these ones, but we thought that would be a good pop. So many. So starting with the middle, I'm going to put a little pop dot just on the body, the middle, the medium one, and I'm going to put it at the end just to kind of cover up that hole, and you can see he's going to fly inside. I'm going to do the large one. Oh, I might need to cut this just a little. Okay, the large butterfly is going to go up here, just on the edge like that. And then this little baby one, I feel like I might want him over here. Yeah, kind of like a little look and find. We're going to put him amongst the flowers. Little pop dot. I just cut a little piece of foam. I'm going to put him right in here. He's not going to stand out tremendously. What's going on? Oh, where is he? Did I not get foam tape on there? It's not going to stand out tremendously. He's going to kind of blend in, but oh no, he needs some more tape. Let's try that again. I love this one too. That's a good idea, Joanne, is to pick up a second one. And like you say, even if you're going to do a mini album with it or you're scrapbooking with it, this line is now discontinued. So once we sell out, and I don't know how many Courtney has, but once we sell out, it's gone. Okay, now the last part is we're going to add the Always and Forever. Again, if you were smart, you brought some of your foam strips. I ran out of the house and I was lucky that I remembered as I was grabbing my keys that I needed to go get my adhesives. But of course, in my rush, I forgot my strips and I hate cutting foam tape. Oh my gosh. So these are those mini little words. And the reason I chose to add one of these is because I like the pop of black. I'm going to put it right there. Oh, good. Courtney says she has a few. I think I only have maybe 1 or 2 left. When I checked yesterday, I think there was only 1 or 2. So if you do need to get more, give the stores a call, okay? That is going to be your safest. All right, so that is number 1 done. That is one of our, just our basic ones. Basic layering. Really, really pretty. And you can see how that rub on now just kind of makes it, everything makes sense. If you want to add some silver dots onto here, you absolutely can. I am not going to add them to this card. I'm actually going to add them to the next card, but of course you can. So that one is done. We are going to start our tri-block one. Yeah, I hate cutting foam tape. Woo! Not my fun. Not my fun at all. Okay, let's get started with this one because this one's a little bit more tricky. Gonna bring in everything. We're gonna make a fun fold. And I asked you, let me get this out of the way. I asked you to have a white cardstock that measured 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. Then I had you have one that was 3 1/4 by 5. Then I had you have one that was 2 1/2 by 4. And last but not least, I had a 1 1/2 by 3. So we had 4 different pieces of white. That was a part of your homework. Now, the card I'm going to show you is a card that, ooh, don't tell me. I might need to grab, I really was not. Let me see. Ah, my phone, my double-sided tape is missing. Oh, nope, it's missing. We're going to have to grab one. I usually keep one at my counter here, but I don't see it. We will grab one. You're going to need your double-sided tape. Oh, thank you, Shelley. This is a card that I taught 2 years ago at our Maker Mania. And I've been wanting to redo it for quite some time, but I am also very conscious that the people that take Maker Mania, I don't want to just give it away afterwards. So one of the good things about taking Maker Mania is you learn a lot. And I can't even tell you how many different card ideas you will get from Maker Mania. It is insane. So I taught this one about 2 years ago now, and I decided I've been wanting to do it again for quite some time so that you can make it. Now, this one is not decorated. This is called a trifold pop-up, and what it does is it folds into an A2, fits into your card, and then when you open it, it creates that. So it is a tri-fold pop-up. It is super, super easy to do. But like I said, I haven't wanted to do it for quite some time because I really wanted you guys, the people that take Maker Mania, to have those special things for a little while. So we're going to create one today together. And it's a good reminder, even if you have taken Maker Mania, because it was 2 years ago that I did this, it's just a good little reminder. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to grab all my little goodies here for this one. And, all right. So I'm going to put these 3 little blocks aside. We're going to be folding them in a few minutes, but for now I am just going to kind of set them off to the side and we will come back to that. So the first thing we're going to do is take this card and take our scoreboard, and we are going to score 2 scores on here. So this is for scoring only. Okay, so we're only going to score. You are going to score at 2 inches and 4 inches. So 2 inches and 4 inches. So I've got my trimmer here. I'm going to do a 2-inch. Right? They're so fun. And that's the great thing about those, the Maker Manias, is that you can go back, you have the instructions, and you can go back and have a look. You can do the video and remind yourself. There's no expiry on those. And it does use a lot of scraps. It uses a tremendous amount of scraps, which is why I love using it, because I don't need full-size sheets of everything. It's going to use a lot of scraps. So I have 2 and 4. This side on the right is empty. This side on the left has the 2 folds. And we are just going to make a Z card or a Z card. So I'm going to fold it this way, and I'm going to score. And then I'm going to fold it this way and score. And I'll show you what it's going to look like in 2 shakes. It's going to look like that. Okay, make sure to give it a really good score. That's going to be important. Really good score. Step 1, that's done. How easy is that? Okay, we're going to put it off to the side, because with this card, we actually have to do all of our decorating first. Okay, we have to do all of our decorating first. So I'm going to bring these in stages, just so that I don't overwhelm you with too many measurements. Okay, let me just make sure I'm telling you the right piece of paper. So the first one I want you to do is, not that one, I want these. I want you to find your light gray. The other side is going to have daisies, so it might be a little easier to find this side. We're going to look for the back side. This is going to be what we're going to use for our matting. And we're probably going to need 1.5 sheets. We'll start with our 1 sheet first. Okay, so it is got daisies, black and white daisies on the one side. And we're going to cut all of these papers. I know it looks like a lot, but just trust me, it'll all be good. We're going to do this together. So I want to use the gray side. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to cut at 4 1/8. So everybody keep up with me. We're going to do 4 1/8. Okay, there it is there. And again, remember, you can come back and do this at any time. And if you're like, I just want to make the card a sloppy copy, that's okay too. So 4 1/8, I'll come back to this. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that is just under 5.5. That is going to be garbage. This is the first piece. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm going to do a little checky check. All right. Now I'm going to take this leftover piece, and I'm going to put it into my trimmer tall, and I'm going to cut it at 1 7/8. So I'm going to put it in tall. 1 7/8 is just under 2 inches. Okay, 1 7/8. And that's going to be by 4 1/8. I know these measurements, they can be a little tricky, but trust me, we'll be okay. 1 7/8 by 4 1/8. That is the second measurement. I'm just going to check that off too. Okay. Then I have this little guy here. And we're going to take advantage of that for this last measurement. I want it to be 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. That's just under 1 1/2. It's going to be a little square, 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. Just a little square. We're going to utilize that. So that is that piece. These are all of our photo mats. Okay. Now the last piece, or we have 2 more to cut. It's going to be 1 3/8 is going to be the first one. So again, that's under 1 1/2. 1 3/8. I have it into my trimmer tall. 1 3/8 by 3 1/8. Okay, so there's the next one. And then the last one is 1 3/8 by 2 3/8. So look at that. We can do it all out of one sheet and hardly any waste. That's it. So I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to go grab my double-sided tape. I'm going to give you a moment. I am going to put this right here. Okay, we've got all of them. I'm going to let you cut that. I'm going to run and grab the tape. You should have all those pieces. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, are we all cut? Are we all cut? Get my double-sided tape I'm gonna need. All right, so I'm gonna put all of these solid pieces, there is 5 of them, in a pile for a minute, okay? We're gonna now cut our pattern paper. I think if we get it all done, I'm gonna cut what we need for our pattern paper. It'll be easier. Now the pattern paper I want you to find, we are going to use these 2. So I want you to find one pattern paper that is diagonal. And I want you to find one pattern paper that is black. It's got a tone-on-tone pattern on it. The fronts, like I said, a lot of them can get confusing, so we're going to do it from the back side. All right, so find those 2. And then we're going to cut our pattern paper so that we can glue those on. All right. I am going to start with our piece. How can I describe this? It's got the florals. Oh, here. Hello. Black. We're going to use this black piece first. This is the black piece we're going to use first. First thing we're going to do, and I need you to stay with me if you're going to create with me. First thing we're going to do is, we might not even need that other one. We are going to cut it in half. Cut it in half at 4 inches. Cut it straight in half. You're going to cut a butterfly in half. We're not worried. It's okay. So this is what we've done. This is the black tone-on-tone. We've just cut it in half. We're going to do the, let's do this bottom piece first. We're going to cut this now to 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 is going to be right about there. That's perfect. This is the bottom piece. I now have a bottom piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. That is number 1. Put that off to the side. Okay? This piece, put it away. I am going to jump to piece number 2 next. And I want that piece to be 1 3/4. So what I have that fell off is plain. I'm not going to use this one because I want pattern. So I have this. It already measures 4. So you should have number 1 and number 2 done. 1 3/4 by 4 and 4 by 5 1/4. Yes? Now we're going to use the diagonal paper, and this is where we're going to create the bottom parts for this one. So diagonal paper is next. Diagonal on the back. We're going to take the bottom. This is garbage. We're going to take the bottom to 3 inches. Okay, stay with me. Bottom is going to be 3 inches. We do not need this top part at all. All we need is this little piece. So it measures 3 inches tall. So the first cut is going to be 1 1/4. 1 1/4. This one is done. That one will be 1 1/4 by 3. I'm going to check it off. Done. Okay, I'm going to cut another piece that measures 1 1/4. Again. So that measures 1 1/4. That one has a little butterfly on it, which is great. And I'm going to trim it to 2 1/4 tall. 2 1/4 tall. So it looks like that. Put that aside. And then I need one more piece. And then I think all the pattern paper and the solids are done. We're going to do a 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Now, if you want a certain part on here, you can. We are going to add some embellishments, so I'm not too worried. But maybe what I'll do is turn it upside down so I can get some more leaves. And I'll do 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Now, sometimes I'll be very picky about where I cut, but this pattern, I'm not too worried. And normally we don't provide instructions for this, but because I have the instructions already done, if you give me tonight or tomorrow, I will also post them in our Crafty Hour for you guys, okay? So that is all of our solids and all of our patterns. Those are done. Here's what I want you to do. Start gluing together. They will match. That one's going to go on there. This one's going to go on there. All you're doing is matchmaking now, and you're gluing. So I'm going to hustle because I'm looking at the time and I want to get the fold done for you guys. I am going to hustle. Ooh, that's way too much glue. Good gracious. Yeah, you just got to give me a little bit of time because I cannot do it today at work. I've got, boy, we have a lot coming in. And I have a meeting or two. So, but I promise I will get them to you. And they will be posted in the Crafty Hour creations only. So you do need to be part of that group. I'm not going to post them on our public page. You do need to be part of our Crafty Hour creations. So if you're not part of that, you'll need to join that group. And we will put you in there and then you'll see everything. It's also a great group to get lots of inspiration from. Okay, so all my pieces are glued together. Now there's 2 papers that we are going to glue immediately. That is this big one is going to go inside like so. It needs to be glued before you put your panels on. Okay, so we need to glue that right now. Let's glue that on. Then we're going to get to the tricky part. This is why I don't do a lot of fancy cards. I feel like I take way longer than everybody else. I feel like I'm always longer than Courtney. I think I always worry too much. And then this tall one goes on the front. No, it probably won't be posted. Well, it might be a PDF. I don't know, Evelyn, but it will be. You'll see it. I will make sure to post it in the Crafty Hour. And again, please make sure that when I post my instructions, those are for personal use. Please don't share them on all the other groups. The idea is we're giving it to our customers so that you guys can, learn how to make them. and we can grow our customer database. So if people go, oh, how'd you make that? Send them to our Crafty Hours. We want to grow that, so we appreciate that. Okay, there's where we're at. Now there's one more important thing we're going to do, and that is we're going to start creating our blocks, and that is for these 3 pieces. So I'm going to put those aside. I'm going to put my card aside, and I'm going to start working on these 3. And these are for creating your blocks. I have put these as block number 1 is the biggest, block number 2 is the medium, block number 3 is the small one. So I should have blown that up for you guys. Let's start our scoring. Big one first. And these are going to go horizontal. So if you're doing this with me, I will read these out. We're going to put them in horizontal. Big block first. We're going to score at 1.5. And these are scores, not cuts. 1.5, 3, doop, and 4.5. 1, 3, and 4.5. 3 score lines. Number 1 is done. Number 2, we are going to score at 1 inch. This one's a little tricky. 1 inch, 2.5, and 3.5. 1, 2.5, and 3.5. There is number 2 done. And then the last one we're going to fold is block number 3. You'll see the first one is 1/2 inch. That's tricky. I like to score it on this side, on the right side. So I score my 1/2 inch there, so I still have paper to hold. Oops, I just scored it at 1/4. That was silly Billy. 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we're going to flip it, and we're going to do 2 inches. And 2.5. So 1/2 inch, 2, and 2.5. So we have 3 scores per one. Now you're going to start folding them to create almost like a little square. It's going to be an incomplete square, which is okay. And you can grab your bone folder. They're going to look like this. So there's the first one. They're all going to look the same. I might be over a little bit, but that's okay. This is a fancy one. Okay. So that's what they're all going to look like. I'm going to take my bone folder and just score it just a little bit better because I want these to be movable. Like that. Whoopsie, that was a mess. And like that. Okay. Now, on the small 1/2 inch, there's a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, and this one actually has a 1/2 inch there. We're going to put double-sided tape on there, and I'm going to use my 7 mil. It's about 3 1/8. So have a look. I'm going to put a piece there. Just snip that little excess off. Okay, so these are all on the 1/2 inch. I'm going to take a piece there. Let's do this piece. And then the little guy. And the little guy actually has a 1/2 inch on each side. We're going to be putting it on both, so don't worry. I'll just put it right there. And again, don't forget, it's this is one I taught 2 years ago in our Maker Mania. So if you guys are not in Maker Mania, I can't tell you how enjoyable they are. I think you would love them. Okay, now we're going to go and on the opposite panel, we're going to also put tape. Opposite panel. Now what that means, if we're looking at the big one, I have tape on the small 1/2 inch, skip, the other side, the opposite panel. I'm going to put one piece there. Now this one's going to require 2 pieces. You'll see in a few minutes why. Okay, so that one is now done. Oh, I'm so glad, Anne. You really do learn a lot. It's a good group of people that do it too, I have to say. There's that one. And then the last panel, opposite panel, very other end, that one. Okay. All are done. Now, if you're lagging a little behind, don't panic. You can always go back and watch this. Okay. And it is a good idea to always go back and say, hey, how did I do that, right? So this is where the video, because I will say when you talk about instructions, it's a little harder. Let's start with the big one. Let's start with the big panel that's got the extra tape on it. The big panel. Okay, that's the one we're going to start with. I'm going to peel that backing off. Okay, big panel, backing off. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it inside my card. This is my card. I'm going to open my card. I'm going to center it top to bottom. Well, I got some glue coming out, silly Billy. And I'm going to take it right to the score line. Do you see that? Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shut the door. And now that is attached. It's also attached at the bottom. I need my glue eraser. I got some glue coming out. There we go. Okay? Now that's the easy part. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, because some people are like, okay, now where do I fold? So have it like this. You see this fold line? Fold it back like this. So when I open my card now, I see that 1/2 inch strip with tape and a score line. And I also see this other panel that has nothing on it. That's where you fold. You don't fold it like this. You fold it like this. Right? Have a watch. We're going to do this 3 times. So you're going to have ample opportunity. So you see how I've got this closed? Now watch. I'm just going to close my card again. And there's my first panel. It holds it. It puts it exactly where you need it. We're going to decorate in a minute. Let's go to number 2 block. And you can do this card. I have created this card when I did Maker Mania. I made it as a square card, a bigger card, a smaller card, measurements. They're all flexible, okay? So this design I have made probably in 4 different measurements, just playing with it. Okay, so my big panel. Now I'm going to hold it right here, and it's going to go center to the big one. See that? Okay, now have a watch. We're going to shut it. Watch. Zoop. It picks it up. We're going to fold it back. So I have the little piece in the panel. And then we're just going to shut it. And now I have the second one. It really is that easy. Next one, we're going to start with this little piece, and it's the piece that is a single all the way over to the side. That's the one we're going to start with. Okay, so have a look at mine so you can see where the score lines are. Stick it right up to it. Center to this number 2 block, shut it, peel it back, oop, fold it like so, have a look where those score lines are, and then we're just going to take the door, zoop, 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 oh my gosh, there we go. There's your tri-fold pop-up. Okay, really simple, right? It really is. Once you've done a few of these, and like I said, do a sloppy copy so that you have them and then you'll be able to look at it. I'm going to quickly go ahead and glue the rest of these on, so don't panic, but I'm just looking at the time and I want to give you guys the way I decorated it, but it doesn't matter. You can decorate it your way. But I do want to get through this for you. So we got that and that. And then the last little one. And I'll also show you the one that I did for Maker Mania because I did keep it handy. Okay. So see how that looks? Now we're going to do a quick little decorating. I do have some decorations I am going to put together. And again, I'm going to go through this kind of fairly quickly just so that I have some ideas. I know, it's so easy, so easy. So I'm going to start with the little label and my little soap advertisement. I'm going to take my soap advertisement, and again, don't panic, you can go back, but I do want to give you this. And I am going to put my little soap one kind of at the top like that. Okay, it's not centered, very important. And then I'm going to glue it, and I think I'll glue it, let me think, maybe right about there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'm gluing it to the front panel. I only need to put glue on half. I'm going to glue it right about there. Now I don't want to put glue on this side, or guess what will happen? It's going to stay shut, but I'm going to do it right about there. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Frida. Then I'm going to take some, once again, acetate. I'm going to take this big one that I had you pull, and I'm going to take my glue dots, and I'm going to put one down towards the bottom, and I'll put one towards the top. We'll see where it lands. And this, again, is going to go, I think we're going to go right like that. Okay. I'm going to take another acetate, I think this one, and I'm going to just trim off those leaves. I'm sure I can find a place to stick them later. Just kind of want the bloom. And I'll put a glue dot. And this I'm going to sneak kind of underneath like that. Let's do the mini laser cut next, which is the flowers. And I'm going to put some pop dot on the back of that. I really am just winging it right now, guys. I'm just like, what do we do? I don't remember what I did. Okay, we'll do that. And I'm going to put that right about there. Then let's do this. I love this one. This Memories here, and it's got this little twine. That's the next piece we're going to use. And I'm going to put some foam on the back. 1, 2, and 3. And here's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to put it at the bottom of that label, kind of over top of the bottom of the stem. So it's like that. Memories. Then we have just a few more things to add to this. We have 3 different little sayings I had you pull. Remember this, special moments, and always and forever. Now, I usually foam tape this, but I am going to just keep it simple, and I am going to just glue it. I'm also going to be very aware that I'm only going to put glue on the first half. Okay, so if you have a look at what I've done, I've only put glue on the first half. The reason is I'm going to put one piece here. Oops, I'm going to make it straight like that. And I want them to, oh my gosh, I can't get this one straight. There. I want them to free flow off the card. So it goes with the movement. So I have one there. Let's see. How about we do this one next? Always and forever. Oh, I think I hear a doorbell. I'm going to put that one there. And then this little one that's left, remember that? I'm going to put it in the middle. Got a little crazy with my glue. But you see how they all kind of move, like they all flow? I don't like to have anything stuck too far down. This one, make each day matter. I am going to foam tape this one. I'll just use a couple of my little guys. 1, 2, 3. And this one is going to go right here. And I foam taped it because I have, when it closes, it doesn't get into any, it's not in the way. It goes right there. Now, I have a couple more things. We're going to add some butterflies, etc. We'll figure out where we're going to put them. I'm not really sure. I also pulled this acetate. We'll see if we use it. Now, if you want to use some more of the rub-ons up in the corner, there are tons. I would personally, I would only use something that is just a little, like just a soft pattern. I don't know if I want to use one or not. No, I'm going to do my butterflies first and then see if I need it, because I'm going to put a butterfly there. But you know, you can. I'm going to put a butterfly. The big butterfly is going to go right there. Oh, I love that. Look at that. And then this little butterfly. And again, you're going to have some butterflies left over. So once Courtney's done, see what you have left. You can add more. I'm going to put him right here. So I've got a little guy there, a little guy here. Now, I didn't use this. No, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to skip it. Now with silver dots, do I have my paper here, sir? Oh my gosh, where's my, nope, we'll just go with my fingers. I'm just going to add some random, nope, I need my, I don't know how my desk gets so messy in a matter of minutes. Anybody want to take a guess? Oh my gosh, you know, I lost it for good. For good. Now with these, I'm just going to do some random dots here and there. Different sizes, different dots. I'm going to show you also that other card I made. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Oh my Lord. Thank you, Sharon. Just going to do some little random dots here and there. I don't want too big of ones. Let's do that one down here. And maybe one up here. Just kind of decorating it up. The key for this one, guys, is I wanted to show you how to create that card. Okay, so it looks like that. This is the one I did for Maker Mania. So again, if you were in our Maker Mania, you'll remember this one. This is the one. Yeah, I do not have a good desk. That is for sure, Kathy. This is the one that I did for Maker Mania. So see how you can take those large ones and it just goes all the way across, right? So super easy to do. I think super effective. And it fits into an A2 size. Do you still have any Maker Mania? I think we do, Pam? I'm pretty sure we do. I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember. I think usually we end up with like over 100 instructions. Plus then we have a whole bunch of projects without instructions. There's so much in that Makermania. So I thought it was a good idea to bring back this one, show you it because again, love making these tri-fold ones and try pop-up. And I will make sure to share the instructions with you. Okay, so do not panic. They will be coming probably tonight when I get home. Don't forget that Courtney has her live. I'm trying to find my other card. Courtney has her live today at 5 p.m. Pacific on her page, Scrapbook and Memories. And then last but not least, so I'm so sorry. I'm so over in my time. Last but not least, tomorrow will not have a release. Okay, we always release the next day for our next Crafty Hour. We have to wait until next Friday. We're going to set up an event later today. Please join it to remind you because it will be kind of weird. But we are doing it next Friday because there's a new launch next Friday and we are playing with the brand new product. So I don't want you to, first of all, we're not allowed to show it to you yet. We are sworn to secrecy. Secondly, I cannot, we can't show it, so we can't do our sign-ups. And then next Friday, you're going to get to see it right away. Right away, you're going to have the opportunity to get it. And we have it in the store. It's sitting in the back, so I'm super excited for it. So stay tuned. That is coming. But what we are going to do tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on the Makermania page, Courtney is going to go live with a peek of the kit for Makermania. So if you are on the fence, do not be on the fence. Hop on, join us. This is number 13, lucky 13. Trust me, it wouldn't be going for all these years if it wasn't fantastic. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. Courtney's going to have it live, and we'll see you all then. Take care and happy Thursday. Bye-bye.